With so much talk in recent day about alien life being real, and that they're even walking amongst us, I thought there would be no better time than now to get into the song with all of you. Next on Into the Music's track of the day. So the funny thing about the intro, where I mentioned about alien life, this song I've listened to a lot of times, and because of the way he's singing the words, it's very trippy, very acidy, psychedelica, and I really never really knew what he was saying except Sunsick Day. And I got this picture of him laying on the beach in the sun, and he's just drowning in the sun, and just his mind is a wandering, along with the music on this bright, beautiful, sunny day. It seems like though that when you get into the lyrics, it's not so much that. So with that said, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll leave that all on the other side, whatever side that is. But for now, let's get into the song. I mean, right there, the keys, the opening keys, the blep, 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 bam, bam, blep, blep, bam, 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 and that guitar, they're both going that high pitched sort of keys, and you got the rhythm guitar, and there's a little bit of a bottom to it. Oh, just the contrast. I love it. I hope you love it too. Let's go. Oh. I mean, is that the bass that's coming in? I mean, I've heard this several times now, but is that the bass coming in? Because there's such that if it's another guitar, but I mean, it adds even more bottom. So the contrast again of that high pitch keys and just the bottom, there's that meat to the bone, right? That guitar or bass is providing. That's so good. I'll try not to stop it that much after this one, but then the vocals coming in very trippy, psychedelic, and I love how um, each word at the last word in each line, it just sort of like it reverbs, it resonates, it echoes. It's like taking like that rock and dropping it into the pond, and you just see the ripples. I mean, that I love that effect, that space that the vocals actually providing as you got the instruments coming in. So before I get into the whole lyric thing and what the hell am I talking about, alien life, boy, that music, is that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. I mean, I think it's a sort of a, tip of the cap to 60s and 70s psychedelic, acid kind of rock sound. Um, very trippy sounding. Uh, I love the beginning of that song with that key and like, oh my God, it's like blah 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 blah. And then that guitar. I love the guitar. It seems to serve like strictly as a rhythm guitar, right? There's no like crazy solos going on at all. But I love how the electric guitar develops. It evolves as the song goes on. It first comes in, and it definitely almost like it does push open the door. Here I am, right? Which is cool. And then the next time around, and then as it goes on more and more, it really adds more bottom. You got the bass, but the guitar is like really hitting, you know, that sixth string. It's really hitting it. It's just boom. And it's getting the bottom. It's really like providing that real kind of bottom to the song, that extra sort of force, and which is beautiful to me because it provides the contrast with the higher pitched the keys, and then you got this real kind of sort of, really sort of low sounding but forceful. And so you got that and the contrast, it's like the peanut butter and chocolate thing, definitely. And I like Reese's, so it's delicious. This song was delicious. Um, and I love his singing. I love the effects um, on his, the reverb, like it's reverby, like, reverb out of control. But it's really cool. And I like that every last word in every lyric, the last word, it would just kind of like, and it was almost like, just sort of splash in the water and just the ripples, right? Every single time with every single last word of every lyric, that's what you got, and I love that. It just kind of just emanated out into space, and then back to the lyric and then that last word and then just out there. And it was just rinse and repeat. But that was just, I loved that. It was gorgeous, and then I loved how the music did that amazing slow fade out. And then the sound was coming in that I think now you have to get into the lyrics and the whole outer space or aliens, whatever like that. That might have been like, you know, the spaceship sort of taking off. And the spaceship is represented by the lyric, by the singing. And then they're just taking off and they're leaving us. So, yeah. Now, why do I keep talking about this alien life thing? So, if I go to the lyrics, and before I get into that, Morgan Delt, he is from Los Angeles, California, and this album was his second one. It's called Phase Zero, 2016, and this is the closing track of that album. And so let me read you the lyrics. After the blast levels our town. I mean, that's a really strong lyric, right? I mean, that doesn't sound that good. After the blast levels out, like there's an explosion, we can relax and watch it come down. Maybe we'll find somewhere to stay, some little cave where we can make it. We'll finally find what we need. After the ships leave us behind, we can forget the lives they assigned. Maybe we'll have more time to play, running around totally naked. We'll finally find what we need. After we start over again, we'll start to feel safe in our skin. Maybe we'll be wrinkled and gray, or maybe we'll get new plastic faces. We'll finally find what we need. Some sunsick day, sunsick day. So, like the word sunsick, like again, I was thinking up until now that, laying on the beach, soaking in the sun, you might be under the influence of something, and your mind is just allowed just to wander and float out there in your imagination, while you're just being drenched in the sun. But now it's Sunsick. Um, is the sun not? Is it not prominent? Is Was it for so long after the aliens came down? If this is all, if this really is about alien life, coming down to Earth, was the sun like not around for a long time? And when the ships leave, the sun then comes out for the first time, and it's just like a revelation for us. And it's mankind's way to start over. I would think though that there was a lot of death, a lot of sadness, um, and the blast that levels our town. That doesn't sound too good. But the song though is one of hope, right? The music is absolutely gorgeous, I think, and it just allows you to have hope, right? With those beautiful keys and the guitar, it's almost like it is that brand new day. That Sunsick day is that turnaround, right? Um, like Ray says, maybe we'll have more time to play running around totally naked. We'll finally find what we need. Um, and that's after the ships leave us behind. I don't know. And there's no Wikipedia page for Morgan Delt, so I don't know much about him except what I just said before. But yeah, I mean, if you know about the song or if you have your own ideas, let me know. Put that in the comments. But regardless of what it really means, I don't think you need to really. You could, to me, it's the music. It really is because for so long, up until now, up until when I'm doing the recording here, I mean, I didn't care what the hell he was singing. He could have been singing anything. I rake my lawn and I put the garbage out, and I mean, he could have just been saying words like that. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have cared. Because I mean, his voice was sort of camouflaged with all this psychedelia kind of effects, and that was fine because it was matching with the music and all like that, and those beautiful, beautiful keys, and that guitar. Like I said, yeah, it's the music, you know, that's first, and then everything else after, you know. So, but that said, thanks for taking time out to listen to the song. What do you think? And again, if you know this guy, if you love this artist, you love this song, definitely put comments in. And in the meantime, I'll see everyone on the next episode of Into the Music.